Hi guys, it's me, Curtis Mitch. I'm just here to tell you that this review is spoiler free, so enjoy. So I just watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and it was a great f***ing movie. I'll be honest, I didn't have the highest expectations going into it for obvious reasons, but I was pleasantly surprised to find that it had a lot of heart put into it. To start, I want to talk about Adam Warlock. I know that I'm probably going to be in the minority here, but I really liked him in this movie. Now I'll preface by saying that I haven't really read the comics, so I don't know if he's a faithful representation of the character, but I thought his character was really entertaining. I also thought he went through a very good character arc in this film for the short time that he was in it. Now that is where I think most people are going to have an issue. After building him up for like 6 years, he is not in the film that much. And would I have liked to see him more? Yeah. But does that make this a bad movie? Not really, no. And despite what I've seen some people say online, I think he actually plays a crucial role in this movie. Now, someone I don't like is the High Evolutionary, and I think that's a good thing. They really make you hate this character, and I really enjoyed that considering the recent selection of villains that Marvel has given us. I've heard some people say that by the end he reverts into another shouting villain, but it kind of plays into his character wanting everything to be perfect. Maybe they could have gone with something different, but it works for me. I really liked how in Rocket's flashbacks, he has a normal face, but then in the present day, it's all fucked up, as it shows that in his constant pursuit of perfection, it actually gave him the complete opposite. And I think that's a pretty cool message. I'll be honest, I haven't really been the biggest fan of Star-Lord since Infinity War because, but this film actually made me love the character again. His story about moving on from Gamora is very simple, but I don't think it needs to be any more than that. I also thought he looked cool as fuck. This is just a side note, but I also noticed he didn't wear his helmet in this film. There's not really a point here, I just noticed it. Speaking of Gamora, when I first heard that she'd be back in this film, I thought they were just going to find a way to revert her back to how she was in Infinity War, and I'm so happy that they didn't do that. I also thought where she ended up in this film was very fitting and gives her an opportunity to make a comeback, even though it looks like that's probably not going to happen. It's no secret that Rocket is kind of a big deal in this movie. Like, he is the main focus of all the marketing, and I don't know about you, but it kind of seemed like he was going to die. Rocket has always been my favourite Guardians character, and I was so excited to see him get fleshed out. I just didn't expect it to be this f***ing sad. I don't think I'm wrong in saying that Rocket's backstory is one of the most mature things we've got from the MCU, and some of the things shown in it make me very excited to see what Marvel do with projects like Blade and Daredevil. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that this film is a constant emotional roller coaster from beginning to end, because you have the regular James Gunn light-hearted funny parts, and then suddenly you get hit with a f***ing bombshell out of nowhere. And normally, I would say that this is a bad thing, but I think it worked pretty well in this movie, and personally, it kept me engaged the entire time. I could sit here and talk about every single character, but we would be here all day. I just think that this film tied up all of their character arcs in a very satisfying way, which is not something I was expecting when going into this movie. You can just tell that James Gunn put so much heart into this film, and it makes it feel so different from everything we've got from the MCU recently. And his directing is very creative. You've probably heard everyone talk about it by now, but there's this one scene where everyone's fighting in a hallway whilst No Sleep Till Brooklyn plays. That song's been in a lot of shit recently. Talking of music, this film soundtrack, just like the others, does not disappoint, and the song they use at the end of the first post-credit scene made me feel a little bit emotional, I won't lie to you. The CGI had also really improved in this film, and that tells me that Kevin Feige may have actually stuck to his word of slowing things down, which gives me a lot more hope for the future of the MCU. And I've seen some people say the CGI is bad, and I'll admit it's not perfect. There's this scene when Sylvester Stallone shows up where he's wearing his helmet, and it kind of looks bad, but it looks 10 times better than this shit. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone is in this movie. I don't really have a point. I just like Sylvester Stallone. Now, with all of that praise being said, I do have one worry. I can't help but feel that this movie was good because James Gunn actually cared about the franchise, just like John Watts with Spider-Man No Way Home. But going off what we've seen with people who don't really care as much, is this film really a true indication of what's coming next? I really hope so. Anyway, to conclude, I think that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is a really fun, emotional roller coaster that perfectly ends the Guardians franchise and gives me a sliver of hope that the MCU will be good again. Now, I'm not at all qualified to rate movies, but if I was, I'd give Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 an 8.5 out of 10.